Welcome to your daily AI news. We're here to demystify the average Joe's usage of AI and also talk about the latest headlines and topics. I'm Noah McDonough.
Morning, Rick Ninja here. Excited for episode 10. Hard to believe. Time goes by fast. Time awaits no man.
That's right. Crazy. Episode 10. I can't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big deal for us.
Nice deal. Nice, good, big deal.
Right on. Okay. So let's dive in, shall we? Let's do, let's see. Can you guys see my screen okay? It looks a little bit off here. Let me pull this back up.
I have a little... Go ahead. I have a delay in my computer. I'm going to try to access on the...
No worries.
phone.
Yeah. So first topic, man, this really jumped out at me. Meta's mind reading AI. They're calling it brain to QWERTY. And if you guys don't know what QWERTY is, I mean, my first exposure to it was the guys running around with the BlackBerry phones, and the keyboard on that unit was set up so that it's easier to use with your thumbs. So it's a little different than a keyboard on a laptop. So this is kind of crazy. It hit 80% accuracy. And this story comes to us from a website called God of Prompt. And basically, this is kind of an interesting approach that Meta is taking here. Meta decodes what they call EEG and MEG, and it's like electromagnetic signals that all of our brains make. So they have it's non-invasive. So they're not sticking anything inside your body, but they do have probes on the subjects. And basically, it really kind of reads your mind before you start typing on the keyboard. So as you're thinking, hey, I'm going to type A, B, C, D, they're actually picking up on that and able to read your mind before your keys actually hit the keyboard. And it's doing it right now with about 80% accuracy in capturing the characters before you type them. So it still makes like 32%, errors, but that's a major, major leap in the technology. And why that matters, non-invasive makes it more accessible than implanting in the brain, which is actually also being done. I'll talk about in a second. And it really could revolutionize communication for those with paralysis or speech impairment. So if you've ever watched Stephen Hawking and all the crazy stuff that they had to do to have him be able to speak, that was like with cheek twitches and things of that nature. This would be a direct connect, basically, to the thoughts and running through in that matter. It does open up a conversation on privacy, obviously, and cognitive liberty, even before commercial wearables are available. And then, just as a quick comparison, there's another technology out there from Neuralink Corp. There's about 3 other corporations that are working on this stuff. Neuralink is the one that's backed by Elon Musk. And that's different. So the Meta interface, external sensors that pick up EEG and MEG signals. The method is a trans AI model to decode neural signals without surgery. Progress has just reached 80% character decoding accuracy using brainwave patterns. And the goal is to make the brain AI communication accessible, especially for people with disabilities. So the pros on that: no surgery, obviously. It's easier to scale and deploy, and more immediate use cases, especially in a clinical sense. The cons: it's less precise signal data than a surgery method and requires large sensitive equipment. MEG is still bulky and expensive. Now, if we compare that with Neuralink, the Musk-backed technology, that's actually a surgical implant with electrodes and a brain chip. and it directly records spikes from individual neurons. Their progress so far, it's implanted in a human in early 2024, which I didn't know about. That's pretty wild. I think you might have, Rick. You've heard about that?
Not really. What I heard about, I mean, so that's the thing about Meta, right? So you do have a functioning technology, at least is on. Ooh, excuse me, guys. I believe I'm muted here. Um, so the thing is that Elon Musk with the Neuralink have results, right? And this concept that Meta just brought, even though it's very interesting, it's not that brand new of a concept. And what I mean by that is that from that, I remember that I just don't remember which documentary. From the time they start scanning the brain to see like the brain waves, how it works, so on and so forth, this concept of the anticipation of the thing that we're about to do was something already. So there was already an awareness of that aspect of the brain. So milliseconds, I don't know how long before we do something, the brain already. Let me use my own terms here. Just send waves for that aspect, right? And okay, so they're kind of showing a concept of a non-intrusive technology. If they can achieve the same thing that Neuralink is achieving with an intrusive technology, with a non-intrusive technology, I'm pretty sure that Neuralink will adapt to it. But I really don't know the details on both, right? Theoretically, I would imagine that the one that goes in the brain, of course, was going to have, not of course, but I would understand that they would have more better effect because it's within the brain, but it might not be so. So, and if it's not, if there is a better technology that through non-intrusive technology we can achieve those same results, that's going to be amazing. But
Yeah,
for now, it's just
yeah. Well, actually, the progress right now on that patient that they implanted back in 2024, the individual can actually control cursors with thought, and that's something that Meta doesn't do. Meta is
yes.
really just predicting what keyboard strokes you would normally punch in.
Exactly, and that's not a newer concept. This is already known um, from the time that brain was scanned, I believe. Yeah, but hey, progress. Like if they have the resources to guide to that direction, that's good. Just like it's important to observe what is working, right, and not drop what is working for a potential that's not there yet. At least that's my view on that point.
Yeah, the goal right now for Neuralink is to create high bandwidth interfaces between brains and computers with long term goals of telepathy, memory storage, and symbiosis with AI. We're getting into the matrix here.
Yeah, if they can achieve that, and by the way, like if you can have a non-intrusive technology that understands, let me use the word, I believe you guys gonna be with me with that. If it understands what our brain is generating, and that's non-intrusive, meaning it's not inside the brain, it's kind of outside, I don't think there will be a difficulty to, even though it must be a technology to be developed, to transfer that to another person, what we understand for telepathy, right? But you do have an external tech that is transmitted like Wi-Fi or Bluetooth to another person. So it's not telepathy in the sense of brain to brain, but it's similar function of telepathy, which is a technology that communicates to the brain, which communicates the technology with another person, sending to her brain. So I believe that kind of makes sense. If it does not make sense, you guys let me know. But I feel like it's kind of, I
So,
mean, we're getting there. But let me give a point here because sometimes there are some technologies that they seem so obvious, Noah. And like from my teenage years, I would see that and I would not understand why we still don't have that technology. Uh, Let me give you guys one extremely simple example, right? And I do not think that's hard to understand the reason. So, wireless transfer, and that I'm talking about simple PDF documents. I don't know if it's me, I kind of know technology. I'm not expert in technology, but like, and you bringing the AirDrop as an example, right? Because I use Apple. Uh, it's still difficult to have a universal system of transference wirelessly, right? AirDrop is a concept that was there from ages, but it still needs development. So just to give a simple example, that's something that seems to be should be there already. It's still kind of why it's not there already. Like same thing with wireless charging, right? So, and I'm going too ahead of myself, but just to show that the variation in technology, or even if it seems obvious, sometimes it demands other elements to be developed. It's not only because of that uh, obvious sense that it would be developed, it would be out there already, right? But hey, hopefully we get there.
Yeah.
Those technological advancements, I think they're pretty impressive, and I really enjoy seeing them happening.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating. And understandably, with change, there's a lot of fear, and rightfully so in this case, I think. The pros on the Neuralink side, extremely high fidelity, neural level resolution, and it can allow for a lot more complex and nuanced output. The cons, there's a surgical risk. Yeah, it's funny, I automatically cringed when I heard about surgical implants. But I don't know, as I think about society today versus in the past, the amount of cosmetic surgery that's going on, the public might be more open to this than I realized. There's also on the cons list there ethical and regulatory hurdles, and scalability is still years away. So I think what's kind of the newsworthy stuff is just the progress that Meta's made right now. They're kind of a front runner in what's going on at this stage.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sometimes, though, what gets me frustrated about those things is that they try kind of to kind of monopolize the topic, but then they have like no progress. So kind of they have just a monopoly of the topic, but there is no progress. So that sometimes I feel it's very frustrating. But like I said, I really hope that they truly have some real progress in those technologies.
it still blows my mind that we can pick up signals with non-invasive technology.
Oh yeah, it was
And
there.
at
Yes.
80%. I mean, there's obviously a lot of mistakes. It's not ready for prime time, really, but that's massive progress, in my opinion.
Yeah, like the things that are out there, they are pretty impressive. Let me give you one example. Like I really enjoy this topic. So once I met, if I remember correct, that was a while ago, so I don't remember clearly. But he was kind of the founder of a company that they was working on the brain, and one of the things that they were working on the brain, it's like to trace. And I would talk with people about this. Not everyone wants that, is that they were developing, and they probably advanced on that, is they could trace your memory. So they would slice your brain, so your memory kind of leaves a track in your brain. So, and then the conversation went to the point where, okay, so you were able to trace a memory, but that's one thing. Another thing is how, excuse me, how do you translate that information into understandable information, right? So basically, if you slice the brain, then you're gonna have a trace there. Uh, but then, how do you translate that for into understandable or information, right? Like words, images, so on and so forth. But that's pretty impressive. So there's so many things, so many interesting things happening that it's like the more we dig in, the more exciting it is. So that's nice.
Yeah, and you guys may want to take note. This is an interesting website, this God of Prompt. You may want to take a look at that and check out what they've got. This article from this particular site shows as May 13th. Sometimes we run into little situations where maybe the latest and greatest article requires a subscription that we don't have. So we'll try to find kind of the closest thing. And in that process, we'll stumble on some pretty helpful resources. So I'd say it'd be a good idea keep an eye on that one. Maybe even subscribe.
Yeah.
All right, what's next on our list, Rick?
So next I have Copilot Vision. Let me share the screen with you guys.
Okay, let me get you over here.
Now this, same thing. It's a concept. I'm impressed. Very simple, guys. Like simple but so useful. That's the sort of tool that I really enjoy.
Let's see. There we go.
Is it there?
Yeah, we're in. There's just a little lag, that's all.
Yeah. And hey, all, just make sure you guys remember, for those arriving, make sure to like the live, subscribe, and share if possible. So, okay, so do we have there it is.
Yep.
It was lagging a little bit. So this concept is incredible. And once more, hopefully they bring it out like as soon as possible. This is something that I'm really would make use of it, like daily basis. So this is Copilot Vision from Windows. So Copilot Vision on Windows with highlights is now available in the US. So I did try to, I spent a couple hours trying to use on my Mac, but no, I should have tried on, I have a notebook as well. I should have tried, but I didn't consider it. So I did try, I was not available though. But I'm hoping that it gets here soon. So what it is, this concept, Copilot Vision. So screen shared work simplified. So we are excited to announce that Copilot Vision on Windows with highlights is now available in the US. This is a major step forward in our journey to make Copilot your everyday companion, one that works with you, sees what you see, and helps you get things done. As Copilot becomes more optimized for Windows, it stands apart as your go-to AI companion that's already to be there as a sounding board and a guide when you need it. All right, so we do have a video here, Noah. They do have some music in the background. Do you think it's worth to share this video to?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so let's see. You tell me if the sound is good. Oh, it is?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So let me start it again. I remove the sound here. Are we going to have echo?
I do think that they have the best name, Copilot. It says it all.
Yeah, the name is definitely very, very good. I agree with that. So can you hear okay there? I removed my sound here, so...
I'm not hearing any of the computer sound, but that might be on my end. I'm not sure.
Let me double check here on
I was hearing it a second ago.
Were you hearing? Let me
Yeah.
see. Can you hear okay there? I removed my sound here. No, so okay, so I'm gonna add some sound here.
Hey Copilot, check out the short story
Yeah,
I'm working on.
it's gonna have echo. So, but basically, I could not figure this out from my side here. So basically what we have with Copilot is that on the, once they talk,
Hey Copilot, check.
is here. Let me give you guys a visible example. So for example here. So basically over here, they are editing the image and there is a dialogue with the Copilot. And on this dialogue, let me see what I'm talking or what I'm showing that makes more sense. Through dialogue, Copilot kind of helps, not kind of, but it helps the person to do whatever the person is doing. So what we have over here as an example is the person is editing the photo and it's going to ask for Copilot, hey, how can I remove the background? And then Copilot just tells you, so just go with your tool over here and do that over there, right? So if you work with tools that you are not very familiar, so I've been doing that a lot recently, what I would do is I use ChatGPT, and what I do is, if there is a better manner to do so, you guys just let me know. What I do is I take a picture of the image, I put in ChatGPT and say, hey, I'm getting stuck on this, what's the steps for me to move on? And then ChatGPT gives me the steps. So with Copilot, I don't have to go back and forth, and it's talking, which like it's 200 times faster, I'd say. So this is something that I'm really excited about. One aspect of Copilot is if let me see if they talk about that. So I believe that kind of makes sense. You guys feel free if there is anyone who wants to ask about it, just let me know. So it's just like it guides you through whatever you have a hard time doing, and that's in a vocal manner. So it's not typing or back and forth, right? Excellent concept, amazing concept. So let me keep on because there is one question that I have, and this question is Copilot like universal, meaning ChatGPT is kind of universal. Whatever picture I take, whatever software I take, ChatGPT gives me the answer. So Copilot that has that potential because it's also AI. So it does have that potential. Let's see if it is universal or if it says anything about that or not. So Copilot Vision on Windows is an all-new way to engage with your Windows PC, assisting you when needed. When you choose to enable it, Copilot Vision can see what you see and talk to you about it in real time. So it sounds like yes. It acts as your second set of eyes, able to analyze content, help when you are lost, provide insights, and answer your questions as you go. Whether you are browsing, working, or deep in a project, Copilot Vision offers instant insights and answers, keeping your flow smooth and effortless. What brings Copilot Vision on Windows to life is the ability to navigate multiple apps at once. And that's another very good point, right? So if I have one app in one window, another app in another one, maybe it can work combined with those two apps. That sounds interesting. And have Copilot, and I'm gonna instigate something here. Imagine once this tool, this is Copilot Vision, but imagine once you have, in a sense, Copilot Agent, meaning I'm not only dealing with two screens, but I'm managing two screens. So as an example is, I'm creating a video, and I tell Copilot to generate an image for a specific image for that video. So while I'm still editing the video, Copilot or the tool, or through Copilot, the image is developed. So that would be interesting. You are now able to share two apps at a time. So Copilot travels with you as you work to gain more context, connecting dots between different apps, and with highlights. You can go a step further and ask Copilot, show me how for a specific task, and it will show you within the app where to click and what to do. Altogether, Copilot can be by your side, giving you tips while playing a game, viewing your photo and showing you how to improve the lighting to make it perfect, or reviewing your travel itinerary to let you know if your packing list is sufficient based on your destination. All right, those are useful things. To get started with Copilot Vision on Windows, open the Copilot app and click the glasses icon in your composer. Select which browser, Windows, or app you want to share. That's very good as well, because it means that Copilot is not looking whatever you are looking. You do select the specific windows or the specific apps that you want to share. I do think that's very, very good choice there. And ask Copilot to help with whatever you are working on. To stop sharing, press stop or X in the composer. It's fully opt-in experience that always puts you at the controls. Copilot Vision on Windows is available now in the US for Windows 10 and Windows 11, and coming to more non-European countries soon. Copilot Vision on Windows is part of Copilot Labs. As we continue to refine and enhance the experience, the Copilot on Windows app now also supports deep research and file search. These updates this update brings Copilot even closer to being a true companion with a deeper understanding of your goals and the ability to provide clear step-by-step guidance to help you accomplish them. Copilot Vision on Windows is evolving, shaped by the insights and experiences of those who use it every day. We are committed to refining and expanding its capabilities with new features and functionalities on the horizon. Try Copilot Vision on Windows today. So yeah, like if they can bring this, I cannot even foresee what they can do to improve the Copilot Vision, to have it as an agent as well. That what I can envision as an improvement. But concept here is pretty amazing. I can even share. I even downloaded. Let me show you guys. Boom. Okay. So let me see. I even downloaded the Copilot. I believe it's on the screen right now. And as I understood, it's supposed to be kind of the glasses here, but we don't have that option. So I can work with Copilot, but I do not have the options. Well, I think the screen went black. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, just a little delay. I can see what you've got here.
Perfect. So yeah, so those are the options. Not here yet. Hopefully they bring it to Apple as well. I mean, I'm not sure if they would do that, but that would be interesting. When I searched if they had in the Mac, it told me they had in the Mac and I could use it, but it's not there yet. I'm excited to use that one. So that's an interesting one. That's one that I would make use daily. And for me, that's one, the Copilot, Windows Copilot Vision.
Thanks, Rick. That's cool. All right, let's let me get into my screen share here. All right, so next on our news list here, Anthropic's Claude Opus 4 smokes GPT 4.1 in SWE benchmark. So this is coming to us from VentureBeat. That's the publication here. Claude Opus 4, part of Anthropic's new Claude 4 line, scored a 72.5% on the SWE coding benchmark, which compared to Chat GPT 4.1, that's interesting because I'm on 4.0. Chat GPT only scored 54.6 compared to Claude's 72.5. And Claude can sustain complex multi-hour coding tasks, even tuning large agent workflows. And why this matters, it demonstrates that AI coding assistants are rapidly approaching and surpassing human level performance. Promises to reshape developer workflows, potentially reducing debugging time and driving productivity. It also signals serious competition in AI tools, pushing OpenAI, Google Gemini, and others to up their game, really. So that's going to be interesting. And I haven't even dug into Claude yet. My focus right now has primarily been with Chat GPT 4.0 Pro. And what do we have next, Rick?
So next I have, let me see if I'm live here and share with you guys. So this is, for me, is exciting news. So this, let me see if I visualize this screen. There it is. It's still kind of black.
No, you're good. It's just a little bit of lag. Go ahead.
There's the lag there.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, so basically, Midjourney, they do have this kind of amazing visuals for their images, and finally they're bringing us their videos. I'm excited for that, really excited for that. They do, so I'm on their website here, and if we go on their where is it, updates, then we have this list here. They update very frequently which this is pretty good. They do have already a couple new informations here, V7, so on and so forth. Not gonna go through that. What I wanna go is the video development, should I put like this? So video ranking, this is pretty good. I encourage you guys to go through this. So hey everybody, we are getting closer to a video model release, but we still need your help in two major ways. The video rankings data we've been getting has been a bit weird. Some people clearly like artifacts too much. So using the data is something increasing the error rates in our video model. Let me repeat that. Some people clearly like artifacts too much. So using the data is something increasing the error rates in our video model. I'm going to show you guys what they mean by that once I'm done with this. So as a compromise, we are going to ask you to spend a little time rating real actual videos. These are randomly sampled from around the internet. It's going to feel weird. Please go there and pick which video you like it better. So this is where we go to rank the video. And I also brought this. We also need your help figuring out how to price this release. So this is really nice from their part. Let me move on. We are extremely conflicted and may need to do multiple surveys to figure out how to have enough GPUs for everyone and how to not lose too much money. We did surveys before releasing our first image model, and we still lost money our first month and had to make adjustments. So this is interesting because the thing with AI is that it moves so fast, and that's the experience that I had. Sometimes they make this on the rush to get their customer. They make these crazy offers, and sometimes too expensive, not crazy in the sense of too cheap, that next week then you have a better technology. So I would wait 1 week for regardless the technology, unless I'm very satisfied with the price and the stage in which the technology stands. Besides this thing with the pricing is that I really enjoy Midjourney. I am excited to see once they bring the image, the video with sound, just like VO3, and it's okay. I believe it's going to be on their second generation technology, but I'm really excited to see Midjourney in the video development as well. I'm already one of their customers, and I plan to keep on being. So I want to show you guys how to rank the video. And this is very interesting because let me give you guys before this one here that they have the AI videos, right? So here we have the ranking option. So basically what we do over here is that we select this image, or we skip. And I done that I think 3 times. So let me give you guys a specific example. Both here, they are not very good, right? They're okay. So this one is okay. You have a shape here that is visible, so on and so forth. But it's bad because you have like this incomplete lion with strange hair and things going on. And right? And here you have this also weird, very abstract. But some people might like those, right? So this can be kind of that science fiction, whatever. But here's the thing, that's not what they're looking for. They're truly looking for things that are truly more realistic. So for example, number 1, kind of strange shape there, also strange style, should I put like this? Number 2, pretty good. Hands, pretty good. Let's see if there is any artifact. Not much artifact. The hands motion was amazing. The whole video seems real. So this, we would select this image. This one right here, both images. First one, pretty weird things going on here. And here we are going for excellence. Here we are not going for, oh, that's so nice, but it has this problem, right?
We're not playing around on this one, huh?
Exactly. And then, so here, I would go for number 2. Therefore, after understanding what they want, so you guys saw that there was some weirdness going on, I would skip, right? So here, number 2 seems interesting. Not much artifact, a little bit of lagging. Number 1, very realistic as well. So here we could go number 1 or number 2. Perfect. So that's what they said, like, hey, oh, what? We just have.
What happened?
Is that just came out 9:35 a.m. today?
Yeah.
Look at this. All right. Hey,
We
we
really
got
are
some
the news.
break news. Yeah.
This just in.
Hey, it's just
From
in.
Your daily AI news.
Yes. Hey, everyone.
Also, guys, please take advantage of the chat tool if you have any comments or questions for us.
Oh, this is so impressive. Yes, leave comments,
All right, let's
let
see.
us know, and share.
What can you play that?
This
thing?
is amazing. I can. You want to play before I read? Let's play before I read. Let's go. I'm a visual person.
I can hear
There's
it too,
music.
which is
Not
cool.
sure if the music is from the... I don't think it's from the generating... Let me pause here. I don't think the music is from the generating content. I do think the music is from the...
The website.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
the editing, I should say.
We wouldn't have known the difference. You
Right.
coulda-
So, and if anyone can hear us, let us know if there is some echo going on. Let me, because if I play with my sound, I know I'm gonna have echo. All right, let's do it. Keep on going.
It's not bad.
No. So it does have the crazy ones, but this is kind of a style. Not bad here.
It's pretty impressive. So is this 100% AI, or is there kind of a combination of...
100% AI.
Okay.
So those are different styles. So you go from cartoon to realistic to abstract.
Look at that little guy.
Yeah, that was funny.
That's spooky. Maintenance on that house must not be easy.
Cool.
Opens the doors for a lot of storytelling.
Oh, yes. Oh, this is nice one. Man, yeah, there's some very, very good potential. Yeah, I was expecting that.
Griffin.
Yeah.
Right on. Kitty cats.
Hey, that's funny. Man. Hey. Right fellas in the right spot on the right time. So let's see if we have anything. Wow, that's amazing. I think I don't even need to go through the other ones, but I can go through this one
It's
right
neat
here.
when news is released as we're rolling.
Talking
huh?
about it.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's cool.
maybe someone told me.
Episode
Maybe.
10
Yeah.
special.
All right. So let me just see. No, I think that's satisfying. Like there is a lot going on here, but hey, I'm very satisfied with that. Yeah, I'm excited to take a deeper look on this.
Yeah,
After.
Midjourney's a big one. Like it's been around for a while, and it's also really kept up the pace. So it's fun to see. Very
It
cool.
truly is.
Very cool. All right. Let's move on to the next one here in the headlines. This is actually Google launches an audio overview in search, and this is coming to us. This publication is The Verge. So basically, Google tests podcast-style audio overviews. So Google's rolling out audio overviews via Search Labs, so you can access this. Short conversational podcast-style summaries powered by Gemini. Users can tap and generate tap a generate button to hear spoken overviews alongside source citations. Why that matters, it makes search hands-free and more accessible while driving or cooking, for example. And it really continues Google's expansion of AI first experience beyond text. That's kind of the trend that we're seeing in all of these, or a lot of these headlines. It's getting away from having to actually type in and having the program move forward. And that's following Notebook LM. It does raise early concerns. These summaries may still hallucinate, less than 2%. Prompting questions about trust and safety. So it looks like they've still got some things that they need to work on. And that's it for that one.
Yeah.
What do you got next, Rick?
Hey, one quick view here. Like I showed you guys the Midjourney website, the updates, right? And we just got that update right on perfect timing. Let me share this as something interesting. So this is X.AI, which they have Groks, and I went to their news. And what's been happening here is that like the last news, it seems, was in February. So even though they have, I think their website is very, very pretty cool, pretty amazing. Simple effects, like I really enjoyed. So I'd like to see this, the news tab updated. And of course, I'd like to see those guys here on the video and the film, video, photos, images, so on and so forth, field as well. Big players, so it would be cool to have them there. But just to bring, this is my last one. It's gonna be brief because I had not the I heard that like last minute. I was watching a video on from one of the YouTubers that he is on the film field, and it was from him that I heard about this one. But it seems it's pretty famous. A lot of I looked at the comments. A lot of people already knew the Minimax. So I didn't. This is the first time I heard about them. I confess to you, if I go to their website, it's not attractive for as someone who wants to. And this is just my experience. Of course, they're the public for it, but it doesn't feel like I'm gonna be able to develop good video with sound. And it seems like they have sound I would never imagine. There go Minimax's Peach 02. So it's not that attractive over here, but people they have their public that seems to be really enjoy them. So I'm very curious to see what they do in more depth, right? So yeah, they have some updates on their news over here. If I go to the products, let's see if that's intuitive. It's simple. API platform and application. So chat, agent, chat. They have video, so that's what I'm looking for. Okay, so it's very simple. So this seems cooler than their website. That's interesting. This remembers me both Runway. Yeah, I think they have kind of this standard of website structure. Not bad over here. Not bad at all. One thing that I want to look is their pricing, and I was just looking at that earlier this morning. So this right here, I'm not sure if this is for the customer that is a producer, let's put like this, or that is a writer, or that wants to work with images. I do not think this is the ideal structure. Whoever is very knowledgeable in the AI, they're gonna easily understand this, and they can have an easier time to compare. Oh, okay, so Google generates that amount of images with this amount of tokens, so they are very able to compare. I would have no idea, but I could just take a picture, send to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT would give me the information. But I do think that a simplification on this would help a lot, so I could have an idea. So I do not understand speech 2 HD, price $100, 1 million characters. I do not understand what this means, but I'm probably not their customer, right? Same thing over here. And sometimes what happens is that you have the developers developing this, and it would make sense because they are very kind of number oriented. So that would make a lot of sense, right? And if it's working, excellent. It's not that I here to expect that I would change their business style because I'd have no clue if it's working or not. So starter, so right, I don't know what I'm getting. 10 voice slots, 100,000 credits. I don't know what I do with 100,000. It sounds a lot, but then you go to Google VO3, you have 1,000 credits. Oh, 1,000, that sounds a lot, but then it's 100 credits to generate one VO3 high quality. So you have like 10 generations. So it's like they bring those crazy numbers, 3,300,000 credits, but then it's 150,000 for you to generate like one frame. Just giving an example. So
that's how they get you.
That's how they get you. Like it may cause an impression. I understand the strategy, the psychological strategy for to sell, but just a point there. If it's more clear, that would be more interesting, at least on my view. So this is Minimax. I definitely want to take a look more because what I heard was that they're a lot more affordable than the VO3, and if they can deliver the speech and the view that I'm looking for in a more reasonable price, that's definitely the tool I'm going for. I would be going for. So let me just give a look on the standard here. So support speech 1-2 series, RPM. I know what RPM means. I just don't remember. 300,000 credits, 100 voice slots. Yeah, I'm not sure, but they have their base there. They might know. Whoever knows about it, I'm open to learning. That's something that I'm working on. Yeah, hey, for me, very exciting morning. Like to see the Midjourney right on spot. That was amazing.
Pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Pretty cool. All right. So next on the list here, this one's kind of interesting. It's a little bit out there. Do a screen share here and see if we can pull this guy up. We've got an exoplanet out there called WASP 121b. I don't know where that name comes from, but we're using AI apparently now to 3D map, weather map, what's going on. So basically, and this comes to us from dAiLy, astronomers using ESO's Very Large Telescope have created the first 3D mapping of an exoplanet atmosphere, and that's for WASP 121b, which features 60,000 mile per hour jet stream showers of molten iron and titanium and multi-layered atmospheric dynamics. You can kind of see a snapshot of the image here. If you want to get in and see more of that, check out scitechdaily.com. Why this matters, it gives unprecedented insight into physical processes on other worlds, informing climate models and atmospheric physics, so we can learn from what's going on in those other planets. And it also creates some mind-bending visuals, that really kind of pique our fascination. And it's a glimpse into the coming era of AI-assisted cosmic exploration and exoplanet characterization. So some pretty cool stuff there. Let's see. Did you have any other topics there, Rick?
No.
We got about 10 minutes left. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, then I guess what we'll do is I've got a funny one that happened in the process of doing work of my own and also prepping for this show. I broke ChatGPT 4.0 Pro this week, which is pretty funny. I got this error message right here, basically saying this conversation is too long to continue. Please start a new chat and keep going. I literally out-chatted ChatGPT. So that's pretty cool. And then we had it go ahead and generate a cartoon of me and ChatGPT, where it says, this conversation is too long to continue. Please start a new chat to keep going. And I'm like, what? You're literally born for that. I don't know. Oh, it said booed instead of dude. Had one job. That's all it had was one job. So really, the significance of that, I should give you a little bit of background. I've got a screenplay that I'm working on, and I'm using Chat GPT. I basically smoked a hard drive that had the actual, I'd say first act, 30 pages of the screenplay in there, and it got wasted. So all I had was a hard copy. So I was trying to use Chat GPT to where I could scan in my screenplay and have it interpret that and then spit it out in a format that program that's used for screenwriting called Final Draft could accept. I was trying to find the easy way to cheat. I ended up actually just going in and I'm manually putting it in now. It gets me reintroduced to the screenplay, which I started years and years ago. But in the process, I had a project that I had created in ChatGPT that I was going back and forth with it on, just checking different things and getting different ideas. I'm not having it write anything in terms of, the screenplay itself. It's more fact checking and running things through. But it is in that project that I quote unquote broke the system. So in the analysis of it, apparently that's pretty rare. ChatGPT 4.0 and other ChatGPT models has a token limit of 128,000 tokens per conversation. That includes everything from messages and replies and internal system content. And so in that conversation, basically there was an equivalent to around 80,000 to 100,000 words, and that's the length of a novel. In that one project that I was working on. So according to OpenAI, fewer than 1% of its users have ever hit that limit. So I'm in rare space on that one. And to put that in perspective, ChatGPT has over 100 million weekly active users. So even though I'm in rare space at 1%, there's still 1 million people out there that have gotten the same message, roughly. But even fewer are doing that while they're trying to actually build a segment for a show like we're doing here in episode 10. And I've got some cool stuff to share in the process of using it to generate for me to generate the screenplay. We actually came up with a poster for the show. My screenplay is called Trade. And this is the poster that he came up with. I thought was pretty accurate and pretty cool. Takes place in the Bay Area, so we have the bridge, and we've got a 1968 Camaro, which I actually own, but I didn't put any pictures of it in there. It did come up with that just from prompts, so that's pretty cool.
That's nice.
Yeah. So yeah, we're actually doing some groundbreaking stuff here on your daily AI news, which is pretty darn fun. I have some pointers, actually, when you're using Chat GPT that I learned kind of the hard way. One, if you just start chatting with Chat GPT and, you ask it a question, it gives you some answers. A lot of times that leads to more dialogue back and forth between you and the AI. If you don't physically go over in the left-hand panel and rename your chat or create it within a project, over time it will wipe that out. That memory only lasts a finite amount of time. So make sure that you're renaming your chats or that even better, you're creating them within a project. So if you make a project inside of ChatGPT, you can have sub-chats within that project. And so it turns out I didn't lose really any of that data. It just forced me to start a new chat. Luckily, I had started that as a project. So it just started a new chat inside of that project folder, and it still has all the memory, and it'll retain that. But just know that if you're going to be spending work in there with these chat tools, you want to organize stuff and rename it so that it does get saved. And I have to say the experience has been pretty amazing. working with it as kind of a sounding board for going back and forth in scenarios from a storytelling standpoint, which is something I never really had considered to use ChatGPT for in the past. And I'm finding all kinds of different avenues where it's really helped me out a ton. I find it really valuable if you're getting into something that you're not familiar with. It is a really, really helpful quote-unquote Copilot to help you navigate any new software, any new processes. If you're forming a new business, if you're building a website, you can literally take screen captures of what you're stuck on and throw it into ChatGPT or whatever AI that you're using. It'll analyze that, and then it'll give you pointers on, okay, you need to go to A, B, and C, click this button, enter this value, do this, do that. And it's really gotten me over the hump in a lot of areas where I've bumped up against roadblocks out there. So really been an interesting journey. And I love how it pairs so nicely with this show, and then also helps me in other areas of business and life. And that's all I've got. You got anything else there, Rick?
Let me see if I'm unmuted first. There you go. No, that was amazing. Like, I'm still thrilled by the moment of Midjourney. I do want to. I'm taking notes here. I have an idea. I might create another video for a Midjourney video.
We're still taking notes. We're an AI show.
Hey, I mean,
it's supposed to do it for us.
Notes here, notes there. I take the notes.
The
I take
old
picture
human
of the
method
notes.
has still got its advantages in some cases, right?
Yes, I'm ruled by the human method, and I hope I rule AI through the human method as well.
I actually have heard there are studies that say when you handwrite stuff out, it sits in your memory differently than when you're typing things out or when you're dictating things.
Yeah, so there is even a term for that. I remember I bring this guy again. I got some trainings with him. I was going to say he is a salesman, but he used to be a salesman. No, he still sells. I think he still makes videos about sales. Brian Tracy, he made a video talking about that. But I watched so long time ago.
Brian Tracy, if you're listening to this, you need to be our sponsor.
Hey, he's established man, but he's of age right now. So, but he still, that's the impressive thing. He's still doing videos in a very old age. And he spoke about that. So like, and on writing goals. So if you want to write goals, ideally you want to write with your hand because it activates some parts of the brain in which if you type, it does not. So you have that difference. So that was an example. There's a term for that. I do not remember the term for that yet. And you know what? Let me do here. Let's put ChatGPT to the test. What's the term?
Are you sharing a screen here?
No, I'm just gonna do it in secret
No.
because I have a Bifa Cavallo there. That's because I'm in a different.
We got a couple chats here.
Hey, take a look on that while I make this search here.
I've been told I'm a chatty Cathy, which is certified, actually. I definitely am. Let's see, a question. Is there a way to save the chats? Yes, there is. And actually, while you're chatting, like with ChatGPT, for example, you can say, hey, please save this chat under a different name, and it'll do it for you. Or you could say, create a project, and let's put this chat in there. I've gotten in the habit where I sort of operate, if I know that I'm going to be doing something that isn't just a one and done question, I just create a project and then start a chat underneath that. That's my workflow. But there'll be, like last night we were watching some kind of gangster movie, and the term Goomba for Italian gangsters was dropped, and I just started thinking, I wonder where that term came from, right? So I just, opened a standard chat. I know that's not something I'm going to save or really use ever again, so I keep it away from my project folders. Just open a standard chat, ask that question, and it comes through with amazing historical background and insights on it. And that's something, a week or two from now, it'll get wiped out in Chat GPT, but it answered the question right there. So if it's something you just need a one and done for, it's fine to just go ahead and pop that in. But let's say you started that way and then you realize it evolved into something better. Well, you can go ahead and just rename the title of that chat over on the left-hand side, and then it'll be saved, and you can refer back to it. How are we looking there, Rick?
Was there another chat there?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, yeah, that was a good answer there. So here's what I got. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me see.
Yeah.
It's because, so what's happening basically is that I try to make the live on the Safari, which is the web browser for Mac. Pretty sure lots of people know that, some don't. So I have to do on Chrome. So I was making the search on the Safari. I cannot share on the Safari for some reason. So I just, that's why I'm not sharing there. But what I found here is the term you're looking for is embodied cognition. So it refers to how writing by hand engages sensorimotor. The way it's written here, it's strange. It's everything together. Sensorimotor regions of the brain, like those involved in movement, memory, and spatial awareness, so which are less activated during typing. Yeah, I think the word he used was the sensorimotor. This deeper engagement, improving learning and memory. So that's definitely a good packing up for
that actually, that's almost full circle. On our first topic there, where we're talking about Meta and Neuralink picking up on your brainwave stuff, man, if writing makes that kind of a difference, if we bypass all that stuff, that's another thing that maybe we should be thinking about is what we're losing by relying on that level of ease of use and second nature. So some cool stuff to think about. Well, thank you for joining us, everybody. That's a wrap for episode 10. Make sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to email us any comments or questions, you can always reach out to us at yourdailyainews@gmail.com.
Thank you all.
Thank you
See you
very
all
much.
next time.
Have a great rest of your week.